Welcome to Storytelling Through Presentations. This is Mark Spielis at Central Michigan University, and I want to cover storytelling through presentations, an overview of Presentations 101. And it is like giving your audience a road to go on, telling a story and providing them a road to key points in the presentation. So one of the first things I'm going to ask you to do as part of your presentation is review the rubric, know what you're being graded on. Things that are important to me when I'm reviewing a presentation. Number one is opening and volume. How does that presentation open? What is volume? How does it connect with the audience? And how does it connect on key points? What were the key points, and how did the slides, the presentation, the delivery, how did all of that connect with the key points? And to do that properly, the presentation has to be organized. Opening, body, closing, good visual charts on it, and all of that comes through in the creativity, the time spent in creating a presentation that's creative and has good flow. What do I mean by good flow? Good flow is good pauses, good handoffs. If you have multiple team members presenting, that you have good handoffs between each one of the team members. So going back to the presentation, it should be very memorable. So this is what you're trying to do, is create a memory for your audience based on the key points that you want them to remember after the presentation. The introduction or the agenda is a good time to introduce your team members. If you have multiple team members doing the presentation, and present who's going to present what throughout the presentation. It's also a good time to get some of those, maybe those emotions out, that stress and anxiety out early on with just a simple introduction of who's doing what. Some people have a tendency to put every single word into what they're going to say and prevent the need to memorize their speech. You're going to put your audience asleep. Put together bullet points on your slides. Okay, so slides that are short and to the point are most effective. So use the 5x5 rule. So the 5x5x5 rule is 5 words per line, 5 lines of text per slide, and then 5 text-heavy slides in a row, no more than that. Okay, those text-heavy slides should be broken up by visuals. And probably some good wisdom to look at as you're going through your presentation is the ultimate 5x5 rule. If it's not going to matter in 5 years, don't spend more than 5 minutes being upset by it, okay? So if you make a mistake in a presentation, just move on. Just move on. Oh my Lord, excessive use of art clip. Make sure if you're going to use art clip that you use it sparingly and it provides a backup for your key points, and it's emphasizing your key points. In this example that I'm using with Tesla, we're using a PESC analysis, which is an external marketing analysis. So whatever you're using, in this case, make sure that at the beginning of the presentation that you're highlighting the purpose of the presentation. What are you using as a backdrop, or what is the key purpose of your presentation? I see a lot of presentations that include video clips in the presentation before or after the video clip. Make sure you emphasize the relevance. Why did you put in a video clip? Don't just put it in to fill up space in your presentation. Make sure you clarify what the key points were before or after the presentation, or both. Okay, so common presentation issues with video clips, embedded videos. Make sure you're testing out your presentation and testing out the hyperlinks before you go ahead and present. I see a lot of times that the hyperlinks are not engaged in the presentations. Take the time to do it and make sure that they're embedded. All right, so let's take a look at this slide as an example. This is a previous slide that was used in a presentation for Tesla. What can we do to improve this slide? Okay, so here's some suggestions I would have for this slide. First of all, I've enlarged the slide to fill the entire canvas of the screen. Okay, you can see a little bit of the visual image here. And next, I love the use of animations. So use animations to go ahead and allow your words to come alive. This is how you narrate. And then also use animations to take those 5 bullets or those 5 statements per slide and be able to pace yourself by putting animations in that allow each one to come up as you're talking about it. And also, at the end of the day, size does matter. Okay, so the previous slide had a 32-point text. This has a 72-point text. Much easier to read for the audience. So as you put it together, avoid the eye charts, enlarge, and use size to your advantage. Spelling errors. Boy, it really irks me when I see spelling errors in a presentation. It tells me it wasn't proof, just like the paper may not have been. All right, this is distracting to the audience, so certainly go through and do that. You're going to distract your audience and take away from your presentation. So Google has a really great video out there on Unskippable Labs. In that video, they talk about visual language and narrative structure, and that's what I've really tried to focus in on. This is using large visual language, bold 5x5 by 5 narrative structure, putting in a lot of videos. This has been effective for Google. It'll also be effective for you in your presentation. So work towards the ultimate goal of storytelling. At the end of the day, your PowerPoint presentation should tell a story. There should be a story behind it, and that story should allow you to be able to emphasize your key points. Make sure that you thank your audience at the end. Make sure your audience is recognized, and also ask questions at the end. So make it a great presentation, and of course, make it a great day. This is Mark Spielis at Central Michigan University.